Okay, I'm gonna get them all done. Yes. Okay, kids. So I gotta turn this down. It's real bright. Aquarius, it's your turn. It's your turn, Aquarius. Check it out. It's your turn, Aquarius. All right, check the description box for everything you need to know. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry that, you're last. It's not my fault, really. It's not. It's honestly the way it literally shook out. Songs, Through Glass by Stone Sour. Marinade by Dope Lemon. What else we got here? Just grab this bad boy here. I Have a Need by Blacklight Burns. Digging the Grave by Faith No More. Yeah. Pretty sweet ass song list if you ask me. Anyway. So everything you need to know is in the description box of the video. I do not offer personal readings. If I do decide to offer personal readings, you'll find out right here, nowhere else. If you are watching a tarot reading, you probably believe in other esoteric things, such as the fact that I am clairaudient, clairsentient, and claircognizant. If I hear ringing on the right side, it's typically people that I know that have passed on. If I hear it on the left, it's my spirit guides. Please also check out your rising, moon, and Venus sign for additional messages. And if I get a little tongue-tied, just, bear with me, right? This is probably the most readings I've done in a day ever in the history of this channel, which has been going for like 3 years now. Sporadically. There are a few hiatuses, Anyway, how do you feel? That is the question, but I forget you don't expect an easy answer. When something like a soul becomes initialized, folded up like paper dolls and little notes, you can't expect to better folks. And while you're outside and looking in, describing what you see, remember what you're staring at is me, because I'm looking at you through the glass. I don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. Nobody tells you that forever feels like home, sitting all alone inside your head. And then, do you want me? Just how I am. Do you need me where I stand? Let's go steady. Let's make a plan. Marinate on that for a little while. Yeah. That's a great song. I love that song. Wherever you go, you never run on time. Too far gone to be run. Wherever you go, you never run on time. Wherever I go, you're never on time. Sorry. I'm going to do a past, present, future spread. This ring is really getting me when I'm shuffling. I cut myself the other day reaching into a box of all things, like, sucks. Anyway, past, present, future spread we're going to do for you here. I think I already said that. Check out your rising, moon, and Venus signs. I already said that too. Okay, just for fairness. Let's do it. We're using the Rackham Tarot. It should be okay by now. I've done like a million readings today, but if not, after 24 years, sometimes I still have to check which card number, because it's a little less conventional when it comes to, the pictorials versus the Roman numerals, and I have not memorized the Roman numerals just yet, because I never had to, I just knew by looking. Anyway, all right. In the past for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oh, that was easy. Two of Cups. In the recent past, you had a meeting with somebody, a union of the two. Two people meeting together. The union of the two. It's fairly straightforward, right? And then celebration after the union of the two. It was something that you felt was cause for celebration. Okay. I love the artwork on these cards. There could also have been gossip following a union of the two. People, or, you know, talking about the union of the two that occurred. There was discussion afterwards. Over drinks. Do you want me just how I am? Do you need me where I stand? Okay. What else requires? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. That's too many in here, but I'll have to take the 3. I will take no more than 3. Balance, the need for balance, justice. This is justice. Libra energy. Something about fairness and equilibrium here. Trying to be fair in your discussion about the union of the two. Trying to be truthful. Or the need to be truthful and fair. This is in the past, remember? Yes. Nine of Cups, self-love, exercising self-love, but also wish fulfillment, emotional wish fulfillment. You thought it was only fair to offer wish fulfillment? Or there's something here about balancing your need for self-love with love of another in the past. You met up with somebody over drinks. There was gossip about it. You wanted to be fair. You wanted to make sure it was balanced and fair and impartial. You exercised self-love. There was emotional fulfillment that was here. Great emotional fulfillment. It's a personal wish. That's a Nine of Cups. A personal wish that brings about great emotional fulfillment. And the Eight of Swords, a prison of one's own making, a mental prison. It's not a real prison. If you look at this, I think I said this during somebody else's reading, how, you know, this is Hansel and Gretel. This deck is kind of loosely based. I've come to realize it's loosely based on some of the fairy tales. And this is, you know, Hansel sitting in that prison, and the blind ass witch is, oh, stick your finger out. I want to see how fat you're getting. And he sticks out a bone all the time, so she doesn't think he's getting any fatter. Kind of gives him a little bit of delay there in how long before she decides to throw him in the oven. But if you notice, that bone is just as thin as those twigs that are imprisoning him. He could break out at any point. It's a prison of his own making. It's actually in his mind. You know? You could free yourself from a lot of the mental, it's like you're up in your head. And there is a lot of energy here of the prison of one's own making. You keep yourself trapped. And you could free yourself at any time. You choose not to. You choose not to. There's comfort and staying within your own personal trappings, your own mental trappings. It's something you've always known. We have 2. Okay, so one's going in the present line. There is communication here, a great deal of communication flying through the air. Flying through the air. It's about the overthinking that you're doing. It's about your own mental trappings. And it's also about this emotional fulfillment and your own self-love. I will pull down and read dignities as well. In the present, there's travel, movement forward, and the Chariot is always my change of address card. Cancerian energy on this. There's a change of address looming for you. You're moving somewhere, or you're traveling somewhere in the present now. Traveling towards a union of the 2. There's talk of this. People are talking about the change in address. What else? Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The union of the 2 in the past sparked the inspiration for this travel or this change of address. It's movement forward nonetheless. There's progress being made in the right direction. Progress in the right direction. 10 of Pentacles. You're traveling towards leaving a legacy of some sort. You're traveling towards what you believe to be your legacy. There's celebratory energy. There's joy and jubilation here over it. It's something to celebrate. But there's a need for equity here. And I don't mean home equity. I mean there's a need for equitable. It needs to be equitable. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be fair. There needs to be impartiality and an unbiased standpoint with this. You see your legacy with somebody that you have had a union with in the past. They more than likely have Cancer in their chart. What else, Aquarius in the present? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. How many do we have that flip? Just the one. 6 of Wands in the reverse. There is a feeling of defeat here because something is not right here. 6 of Wands in the reverse. Normally this would be a victorious homecoming or triumph after a battle of sorts. In the present, you're feeling defeated about something that has to do with justice. There's something that you did not win in the past. Or there's something that had to do with justice in the past that, sorry, I stand corrected. There's something that has to do with justice in the past that during the present you're feeling great defeat over. And it has to do with self-love and personal, emotional fulfillment, a personal wish. It has to do with gossip, people gossiping together about something. Even though you see yourself swiftly traveling towards legacy. What else, Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Is it too many? Oh, it's just 2. Okay, cool. There's reconciliation or something that is not coming to an end that you may have expected was coming to an end. Okay, so even though you feel a sense of defeat, it's not ending. It's not over. It's not over. Exercise self-love. Remember that it is a prison of your own making, the sense of defeat. It's a mental prison. You're overthinking something. You're keeping yourself trapped. You're not coming from a self-empowered space. Something is not over, though. You believe that you've been defeated in some way, shape, or form. And you don't understand that it's not over. Your personal wish, that emotional wish, is still nigh. Still nigh. This is your energy, fixed energy. Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus. But it's not the end. Normally the World card is an ending or something going into completion. This is not over. The Moon. The reason that you keep yourself in this mental prison, or you cannot see, you can't see that it's not over. So you're sitting in this self-defeat, this energy of feeling defeated, and you're overthinking it, and it's creating a mental prison for you of sorts where you're feeling trapped. You think you're trapped. You think you can't do anything differently. It's confusion. It's stuff that, it's like, oh, this is the best analogy for having the Eight of Swords and the Moon. Presently, there's this fear and this overthinking and the feeling of defeat and horror and all of this stuff, feeling trapped. You're not trapped. You think that you are, because there's confusion and illusion and, nightmares, actually, also. It's like when you're a kid and you watch a scary movie and you believe with all your heart that there's the boogeyman's under your bed. Or even better with the moon, because everything is shrouded in darkness and the moonlight casts shadows. And our mind plays tricks on us. And the Eight of Swords is great for the mind playing tricks on you. It's the self-imposed prison that the mind creates. You're laying in bed and the moonlight is shining in the window and it's casting shadows over everything. And you might have like a blanket or a hat or something that's like sitting on a chair in your room or something like that. And it's like you think there's a fucking monster sitting across the room, but there isn't. There isn't. That's what this is. That's what this is. Direct translation. Things cast in shadow, things that you cannot see but you imagine in your mind, are keeping you trapped. It's a prison of your own making. It's a self-imposed prison. It's actually something that you're choosing to believe exists, and it doesn't. It's not over. You believe you've been defeated. It's not over. Defeat. It's not over. Moon. There's shadows. But when the light of day comes, it will reveal everything where there was shadow, where it was a tree instead of an ogre, that kind of thing, And if that could be communicated to you, or if you could communicate your fears to somebody else, with that Eight of Wands right here. Communicating your fears to somebody else. Communicating your insecurities to somebody else, communicating what difficulties you're feeling and where you feel defeated and where you feel stuck and where you feel trapped. That is going to help you a great deal to see where things are not exactly as they seem, to see where you actually have more freedom than you believe you do, to see where solutions lie to problems that you're either making larger than they are, where problems are of your own making, or where problems don't actually exist. You just believe that they do, or where you believe that something is completely, and it's not. Tell me more. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The Four Cups. You're sitting in an energy where you cannot see the forest for the trees. It's grief, abandonment, loss, and not seeing the cup from the divine being extended out to you because you're so focused on the grief, abandonment, and loss that you have 3 cups in front of you that you don't give a crap about, but then you also don't give a crap about the cup from the divine that is being extended out to you. You're not communicating about those emotions. You're not communicating about the self-imposed prison of the Eight of Swords. And you're not communicating about the phantoms and shadows that are shrouded in darkness because of the moon. Or your nightmares. Or any of the illusory energy that's present here. You're not seeking clarity. You're not communicating the need for clarity. You're not communicating where you feel stuck and trapped. You're not communicating where you have experienced abandonment, grief, loss. And so the merry-go-round of crazy continues because you cannot see. You start out the present with like this change of address or travel and legacy. The 10 of Pentacles, the possibility of legacy. In the future for you, Aquarius. Yeah, the 10 of Cups in reverse. So as happy, the zenith of all emotional fulfillment is not coming to you in the future because of this problem that you're having here. It's calling you to go back to the 9, to exercise self-love. Oftentimes we don't acknowledge that with reversals, where it's the need to go back to the previous card and learn the lesson of the previous card. You got to go back to the 9. Understand what the 9 of Cups really means. The 9 of Cups is deep, emotional wishes coming true because you have enough self-love to let it spill outwards to others. You have enough in your 9 cups that you can fill a 10th cup and go after the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, for lack of a better term. Sacrificing emotional fulfillment, chasing after a legacy. See, I'm trying to see how this all relates, because the thing is you have a change of address in the present, you have travel in the present, you have legacy available to you in the present. So why do you not have the emotional fulfillment? Are you traveling towards something that you believe is legacy at the expense of emotional fulfillment? Great emotional fulfillment? You're barreling forward at the expense of self-love. You're so fixated on this legacy of yours. Legacy, the 10 of Pentacles isn't just legacy. I use that as a keyword to kind of get my mind flowing. 10 of Pentacles is having the ability to afford all of the luxuries for the home. It's the height of career success. It's material success, but also being able to recognize everything that you've built that is tangible from the physical efforts on the earthly plane that you have put forth. You barreled forward towards us in the present, and yet you still feel defeat. You still feel defeated. So it's come at the expense of emotional fulfillment, the height of emotional fulfillment. You're not taking care of yourself, trying to chase after that. That's the lesson here, because you have to go back to the 9. You're not exercising self-love. The wish was there, the dream was there to have this. But it's like, at what cost? Because you're destroying yourself, and the connections that you're cultivating with people are not being nurtured either as a result. The need to provide is overriding the need to love and be loved. And to love oneself. Here we go. I got it. I got it. Thank you. Yes. Your personal worth is not dictated by your net worth. Thank you. Oh my God. Took me a minute. Took me a hot minute to get there, but I got there. Yeah. It's like you feel like you will take care of your personal worth, and you will take care of nurturing those around you once you've taken care of your net worth. You just hear that? I hope that was the train. Holy shit. Anyway, your personal worth is not dictated by your net worth. Do you want me just as I am? Do you need me where I stand? Yeah. Okay. What else? And flipper. You're making a decision in the future. Has to do with your legacy. Out of a sense of defeat. After feeling defeated. You're exercising judgment. You're making a decision. You're either making a decision to nurture yourself in a connection to bring it back into focus, or you are making a decision to solely focus on your net worth. There's also a decision you're making about travel or relocation in the future. Yeah. Queen of Wands, feminine Aries, Leo energy. Making a decision that has to do with, you might have Aries or Leo in your chart. Or you could be dealing with somebody that you're making a decision about who's has Aries or Leo in their chart. You might have felt defeated by this person. Might have felt defeat with this person, but it's not over. Might be reconciling with this person. Might have chosen to reconcile with this person. Might feel that they're a part of your legacy. This is somebody you view as having many suitors. Do you see? This card here, how many men are all around this woman? She's typically surrounded by many men. Sometimes you feel you can't compete. Yeah. You can't compete. But you're making a decision about this in the future. It's not over. You feel defeated, but you you can't compete. You want to admit defeat, but you don't understand that it's not like that. Let's see what else. Okay. Ten of Wands, you're unburdening yourself. Are you communicating with this person about it? You're unburdening yourself, either of responsibilities or of this fear, the confusion, the feelings of grief, loss, abandonment, the feeling of defeat, the fear that something is, the fears and confusion about a situation. Yeah. But there's an unburdening, and it's like a weight off of your chest. You're getting something off your chest. It's normally carrying all of the wands on somebody's back, but in this deck it doesn't really do the rider weight justice in that imagery. It's more letting go of certain responsibilities, or I use the word burdens, but it's everything that you have to carry, all the things you're carrying. You're carrying something, and it's a large weight that has to do with your fears and your feelings. You're sharing it. It's like a weight off your shoulders. Who knows? And maybe that has to do with the decision you're making. Maybe that is the decision you're making. Six of Swords. Moving forward into calmer waters. Setting sail. Sailing off into the sunset, you know. Oftentimes, maybe not necessarily in this card in the Rider Waite, we see this as is somebody taking all of their possessions in tow and leaving disaster in their, leaving disaster behind and moving forward into calmer waters, new land of opportunity or promise. So it can be considered a trip over water, a trip over seas, a trip on a vacation, but also can just be movement forward, leaving something behind. Could be leaving your fears and your confusion and the feeling of abandonment, grief, loss behind. That could be what you're unburdening yourself of here, or those particular feelings. What else? Lastly, for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oh, that's good. The Four of Wands, yep. In order to achieve stability. This is the four walls of the home, the four posts of a marriage bed. This is about creating a firm foundation or nurturing a firm foundation. Moving forward into a firmer foundation. Moving forward to establish a firm foundation. Overall energy for you, Aquarius, is the Two of Pentacles. You have a choice. You're juggling two options. There are options that you are entertaining right now of some sort. You could also belong to a club, organization, or have a membership somewhere where there is a button with an insignia or an emblem of sorts. It doesn't really show that in this card. This is more about having choices to make, two choices, left, right, this, that, you know, that kind of a thing. The overall energy here is that you have two things, two opposing things that you have to choose in between. And you haven't been being definitive in that. You haven't been definitive in that choice. The energy that the universe presents to you in all of your dealings will continue to be ambiguous as long as you are ambiguous about your decision. That's why there is a call for balance and equity with the Justice card there. Timings here, I see the inverse of Sagittarius season because Judgment is Sagittarius or Aries. So you could have been dealing with something in between Aries and Gemini season, which would have been Taurus season. Which puts us at the inverse of Taurus season being... What's the inverse of Taurus? Aries is Libra. Taurus is Scorpio. So Scorpio season. Alternatively, end of Leo season in between Leo and Scorpio. So Virgo and Libra season. Could absolutely be Libra season. But I don't know. All right, let's get some magnetic poetry for you. Let's see. How do you feel? That is the question. But I forget you don't expect an easy answer. When something like a soul becomes initialized, we fold it up like paper dolls and little notes. You can't expect it. Oops. And while you're outside looking in, describing what you see, remember what you're staring at is me. Because I'm looking at you through the glass. I don't know how much time has passed. I don't know any of this. You can figure it out yourself. Okay? All right. Thanks, Aquarius, and I appreciate you being super, super patient. Clock says 12:32, which makes it 15:17:8, which is about the self. I think that's pretty clear here. All right, cool. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time around. Okay, bye. Take a look at that. Yeah. Oh. All right. Okay. See ya when I see ya.